Greetings, everybody. Happy Friday on this awesome day of Venus and Neptune, and we're getting our sexy on. Thank you for joining us for our Witch Times Television Midnight Margarita, Sexy Sage and Crone Show. Yay, I got it all out.
I'm having that tune in my head though.
Yeah, Goddess Star has in her head, put the lime in the coconut kind of a thing. So anyway, we are going to get ready to get started. Now, everyone is on the honor system. We are assuming you put on your sexy lingerie and you got your perfume on and showing a little skin out there and you got your margarita going.
Yeah, got my margarita.
So we're gonna have a really good time tonight. Yes. And as always, before we get started, we like to cast a circle of protection around us. All hail, our lords and ladies of the East, our brothers and sisters, our brother and patron, the sacred element of air, namaste. Divine honor, love, joy, peace, and respect to thee. We charge thee, please cause a barrier of protection through all of our walls that face your direction, from corner to corner and end to end. Let peace and protection reign herein. Thank you. So it is, so mote it be.
So it is, and so mote it be. All hail, our lords and ladies of the South, my brother and sisters, my brother and patron, the sacred element of fire. Namaste. Divine honor, love, joy, peace, and respect to thee. I charge you, please cause a barrier of protection through all our walls and face your direction, from corner to corner and end to end. That peace and protection reign herein. Thank you, and so it is, so mote it be.
So it is, so mote it be. All hail, our lords and ladies of the West, our brothers and sisters, our sister and patron, the sacred element of water. Namaste. Divine honor, love, joy, peace, and respect to thee. We charge thee, please cause a barrier of protection through all of our walls that face your direction, from corner to corner and end to end. Let peace and protection reign herein. Thank you. So it is, so mote it be.
So it is, and so mote it be. All hail, our lords and ladies of the North, my brothers and sisters, my sister and patron, the sacred element of earth. Namaste. Divine honor, love, joy, peace, and respect to thee. I charge you, please cause a barrier of protection through all of our walls that face your direction, from corner to corner and end to end. Let peace and protection reign herein. Thank you, and so it is, so mote it be.
So it is.
My voice. Oh, wow.
And we now bring down the divine white light from the sacred source of all well-being and fill all of our spaces with peace and protection always. So it is, so mote it be.
So it is, and so mote it be.
All righty. So first,
you guys are going to have to excuse my
your
voice.
Margarita. Or whatever it is you're drinking.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, you got salted too. Look at you, girl.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready today.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. We hope you've got your favorite beverage. Everybody take a drink to our sexiness. We are drinking to our beautiful.
Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful goddess girl. It's
gorgeous. That's really good. I have to tell you, when it comes to mixed drinks, Goddess Rhonda used to be able to drink people under the table. Now I'm a little bit of a lightweight. So hopefully I won't be saying things that I will regret tomorrow. But if I do, so be it.
Hey, wait a minute. That's what this show is about. Not about regretting, but just saying it as it is.
That is so good. Hold on. I have to take another sip.
I know, right? So yeah. I know. Yes, I did the same thing.
Oh, that's so good. All right. So welcome, everyone in our chat room. Who do we have here, Goddess Star?
Oh, okay. Let me go take a look. Hold on. All right. Oh, wow. It's like moved down so fast. All righty. We have, I believe, Amber, Judy, Let's see. Amber, Judy.
Veronica.
Um, and I can't see that far down. Oh yeah, Veronica. Ladies, it is a pleasure. Goddesses, I love having you guys here tonight. We both love having you guys here tonight.
And let's not
As
forget
you can
Cool
tell.
Flavor. We've got Cool Flavor.
Oh, I didn't see. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, girl. You see what you see because I cannot see beyond that. And then I just saw Jen P.
Yes, and then we've got Jen P. Everybody's starting to gather around. Hope all you new goddesses joining us have your drinks and your margaritas ready because we're going to get tipsy. We're going to get real up on this show tonight. All right, so we are talking about, this is going to be a monthly series that we're going to do, our Sexy Sage and Crone Show, to help us, stay feeling sexy and womanly, get our sexiness back.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, we started, I think it was two Mondays ago when we started talking about, body hair and things that are considered sexy today. And then we got into a discussion about how many of us have been out of the dating game literally for years. And, some of us are ready to stick our toes back in that water. And so we're going to get everybody ready. But even, even if you're not ready, if you're not wanting to go out on a date or have a romantic life, it is still important to us as women, no matter how old you are or how many gray hairs you have or what your size is. It is so important for us to feel sexy because we are repping the goddess, and we don't want the goddess walking around with their shoulders dropped and I don't feel good about myself. We're repping the G, all right? So we're like, yo, check me out. I'm on fire. Yes, I am. If you can't see it, that's your problem. But I can see it, and that's the only person who needs to see it.
Yeah.
So we're going to be working on and talking about a lot of different things tonight and going forward, kind of work our way into everything. So let's see, what do we have here first? The first thing Goddess Star and I want to talk about is that it's very important, when we're talking about getting you feeling sexy and feeling good and, improving your appearance as how you want to improve it. We are not telling you, I want to make this perfectly clear at the top of the show. We are not saying that you should do this because you're trying to attract someone. We're saying you should do this for yourself. You should be able to feel sexy and feel good, not for the benefit of someone else, because it's just who you are. You walk with that goddess confidence and you bring out that goddess sensuality within yourself. And I promise you, if you do this for yourself and recognize your own beautiful, sexy energy that emanates from you, then people will automatically find you attractive. They will, because you're projecting beauty, you're projecting sensuality, you're projecting sexuality. People will notice that because, we're witches, we project energy all the time. And our thoughts about ourselves are also projected in our energies. Now, if you're going to try to do this because you're hoping that someone will find you sexy if you do it, then the energy that you're putting out there is really one of a lack of confidence. Like, I feel like I have to wear this in order for someone to find me sexy. That energy also projects, and it does not translate well. And the only kind of people you're going to attract are those Draculas out there that are just looking for a snack for the night, and then it's like, peace out, and then you never hear from them again. So we're saying, we are not telling you that you are not beautiful as you are, because you are gorgeous and beautiful and sexy. But sometimes life happens and we might not be feeling it the way we did when we were 20. We start doubting ourselves. And so we want to make it really clear that all of the tips and tricks and things we talk about today are to enhance your sexuality as a woman for yourself, or a man if you're watching, for yourself. Not so that you can go out and try to snag somebody with it. Because again, if it's not being projected from your core, you're projecting vulnerability, you're projecting even desperation. It's like, oh, I gotta do this in order to get somebody. No, you don't. You're doing this for yourself so that when you look in the mirror, you're like, yo, I look good today. I'm pretty, I'm sexy. I am the goddess, and I walk forward like the goddess that I am, proud and sexy and beautiful. Right, Goddess Star? What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. Oh, girl, I'm backing you 150% because if anyone who knows me personally will tell you, I do not, I dress for myself. I'm dressing to please myself. I'm dressing for my comfort, my type of dressing. That's my style. I don't dress for, I would advise you to be this same way. I mean, we all have our individual selves, but honestly speaking, I think when we've grown a little bit older, we kind of begin to realize and I wish when I was younger, I had thought about that, although I think I was kind of like that myself back then. But you learn how to have your own style. You don't follow what everyone else is dressing as because you've got your own unique style for yourself. You are confident in who you are, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, your mannerism, um, the way you dress, whether it's dressing what's on the outside. But, I am Canadian to the bone in that sense. I grew up with dressing underneath with sexy underwear and everything. And it was not meant, no one can see it. It was meant for me. Because when you dress from the very beginning in certain things, it makes you feel pretty because it is pretty underneath there. You know what I mean? It gives you that beginning confidence. And then you put on everything else, you know what I mean? That beautiful outer clothing that they do see. And you project all of that from the very beginning, from inside of you, projected outside.
Right.
As Goddess Rhonda said, you become that walking, breathing, smelling, looking goddess. You become that goddess in all incarnate, as you want to put it. Just walk out there and be who you are. And they'll tell you, my friends that know me, when I walk the street, I do not pay attention because I am so into just being me that they would say, Star, that guy was checking you out. I'm like, yeah, where? And I'm looking, you know what I mean? Because now they brought it to my attention and I wasn't paying attention.
Right.
Because this is me. I don't care how you see it or don't see it. This is me. And the majority of times they will tell you that you look beautiful or you exude a certain confidence or whatever it is. And you're not even trying because it becomes you. It becomes that tailor-made you, whether you're outside or you're in your home or privately by yourself, because it's always you. You're not changing anything. We want you to be able to not please anyone else but yourself, but to be so confident that you're that amazing person.
Right.
Become who you want to be and don't let anyone pull you back or hold you back. Don't listen to the naysayers that are saying anything wrong with you. If you know your really good friends, male or female, they will tell you how you look in a true sense. If you look gorgeous, they will tell you that. Or they would say, you know what? You need to add this or change this because that part doesn't look as right or whatever. They will be honest because they want all of you guys to leave and walk the streets looking gorgeous together. Not one better than the other, but looking gorgeous together. And if they don't have the confidence enough to want their friends and everybody else with them to look good, then they have an insecurity that they're trying to pass off.
Right.
It's the truth. Because we should all be able to stand there and walk with each other and go, man, you look so gorgeous, girl. Let's go. Let's walk that walk. Okay? No, you know what I mean. Just feel good and walk. You know what I mean. Just walk that walk and be you. Walker and all. And I'm doing it with my walker too. You walk that walk and you just be who you are. Be that god, that goddess, whatever. Make yourself feel good.
That's exactly.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
I believe that wholeheartedly as well. It's very important. It's got to come from your core. That is what's going to help you. So with all that said, let's talk about what it is that makes you feel confident. We're going to, go slow as we dip our toes into the water, as we get older. And it's not your fault if you're not feeling as confident as you did when you were younger. We have so many commercials and advertisements telling us we're not sexy enough and our hair is too gray and this is wrong and that's wrong with us and all these things. And, with it constantly coming at you, you can start to feel that way. Like, hey, you know what? Maybe my boobs aren't as perky as they used to be, or whatever it is. And you can start to feel bad about yourself. So the first thing that I wanted to say to help yourself to feel better, the first thing I think that we as women, and I am talking to myself as much as I am talking to you because I can be just as guilty, is we put hate into our bodies. First of all, we all know as witches the energies that words have, the power of the word. And if you're looking in the mirror and you're like, oh, I hate my boobs, I hate my gray hair, I hate that, I'm 20 pounds fatter than I was before, I hate that my clothes don't fit me right, I hate that my legs aren't as slim as they used to be, I hate this and I hate that, I hate my hair, I hate that there's gray in it, or I hate this or I hate that. We are literally, think about it, goddesses, we are injecting ourselves with
that
the energy
hatred.
of hatred. Hatred. We're looking at our boobs, our beautiful boobs. Yes, Goddess Rhonda's touching her boobs. I want everybody to stop what they're doing. And I want you to touch those girls. Touch them. Give them some love. Say, I love you. Give them some love. Give them some affection. Pet them. Say, pet them like a kitten. Say, oh, you're so beautiful. You're so gorgeous. Thank you so much. You fed my children. You've done this. You've done that. You make me feel beautiful. You make me a woman. I'm so grateful to you, my beautiful, beautiful boobies. I want everyone to give their boobies some love. Let's raise our glass to our boobies.
Yeah. We like to raise our glasses for everything. Yeah.
Yes, we will be raising our glass for any excuse we could come up with tonight. But this is a good thing to respect the girls and tell your girls you love them. Don't look at them and say, oh, my boobs are saggy, or my boobs are too small, or my
boobs are too large,
or that, or whatever. We don't want to put hatred into our beautiful, beautiful boobies. We don't want to put hatred into our legs or our butts. You don't want to look in the mirror and say, oh, I wish my butt was perkier, or my ass has gotten too flat, or whatever. Okay, so now our next exercise. Everybody put your hands on your ass, literally. Give those cheeks a squeeze and say, I love you, my beautiful butt. My butt is so beautiful. I sit on you all day. You make sure I comfortably got some cushioning back here. That's right. Let's give our butts some love. Let's give our bodies some.
Hey, Goddess, I love you. Goddess? Uh-oh. I'm not sure which one of us is gone. Could someone tell me? Rhonda? Goddess? Is it me that's gone? Okay, I need somebody to tell me. Oh, okay. Let me see if
I'm sorry about
Goddess,
that.
I hope you. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Out for a minute.
I did not know it was you or me that was gone. So I was like, anybody let me know who's gone?
You know what? And I just want to say, I honestly believe that my computer blacked out for a second because we were all projecting our goddess butt energy out. And it overwhelmed the servers, and the servers were like, oh my God, what are we going to do with all this ass? So we have to shut down for a minute so that we can.
Oh my God, that is awesome.
The booty and the booby energy is like, yay to the booty and the boobies. Whatever they look like, they are gorgeous. And we want
they are.
Some love. We want to put love into our bodies. But society is making us hate our bodies. And we don't want to do that, especially we know better as witches what those words are that we're putting into ourselves. When we look at our girls, it's like, oh, you're not this anymore, or whatever. We don't want to carry that energy. We don't want our bodies projecting hate or feeling sad or depressed about how we look. That's the energy you're projecting, but you're also toxifying your energy by putting that hatred. We don't want to do that. We already have enough issues with chicks hating us and hating on us anyway. You know, girls, unfortunately, we as women, we can be really nasty, nastier to each other than any man could ever be. We are just ruthless with each other. But, you know, so you already have that coming from other people body shaming you and stuff. Let's not do that to ourselves. That's, I think, is going to be the first step to getting our sexy back, is to put love into ourselves. Goddess Star is always talking about how important self-love is, right, Goddess Star?
Yes, absolutely. Excuse me, ladies, because I caught a cold with this weather going up and down like this. So I'm in between my voice or whatever. So bear with me. Yes, I wholeheartedly believe in, first of all, before you can look, that's why when we speak about it earlier, you mentioned about not doing it for someone else. Because from the very beginning, we have to learn to love ourselves first. We have to learn to be able to, first of all, if you can't tolerate yourself, why would you think someone outside of you would be wanting to do that? You have to learn to love yourself. So when you're projecting all of that, you have so much love for yourself. They have to love you back. They have to want to reach out. That light, that energy that you're giving off, of the love that you feel for yourself, all of you, in whatever glory that you're in. You know, when you are accepting all of that and projecting all of that,
that's right.
People do get drawn to it. The energies that you're letting off, people are drawn to it. You're not giving off that desperation that a lot of people do. You can see the desperation. If we can see it, men certainly can, or the opposite sex, that what is it you're reaching out for certainly can.
That's
the
right.
Desperation of, I don't really like myself, but I want you, you know, I'm here to show everything I've got just so you can like me. No. You have to feel lovely, and you have to feel literally beautiful in your own skin, whatever that skin is. And that's the truth. And learn to love yourself, like I said, in all its amazing glory, so that when you project that out there, you are out there literally like a shining light. And that's why, like bees to a honey, they will be drawn to it. The energies, the everything, and you're literally bypassing them because you're like, I'm so in love with myself, honey. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you were attracting my attention. I'm so sorry. I'm so busy loving myself. Sometimes you have to do that. You have to do that sometimes. So I want you guys to practice that.
Yes, you do.
Practice a little bit of like, I'm so in love with myself. Look at yourself. You know how they say some people are vain, they stand in the mirror and look at themselves? Well, I want you guys to stand in the mirror. I hope you have a floor length one. I don't have one. But I know I look gorgeous. I go into whatever mirror I can find, and I'm turning around and I'm doing whatever. And look at yourself in that mirror and say, oh, how beautiful I am in all my glory. The clothing doesn't have anything to do with it, because that body is so amazing. When you add the clothing on, it's just another effect. You're doing the glamoury. The whole thing is, you know how they say the glamour magic? We do it every day, right? But when you are in love with yourself, and I don't mean just love, oh yeah, I'm just saying the words and nothing else. I mean, when you are really loving yourself and in love with who you are as a human being, or that magical being, or that spiritual being, you yourself, you project that out there, and that whole glamoury comes into place. It is a magical glamour. And as witches, you know what I mean. You know what I'm asking you to do. So stand in front of that mirror and put on that whole glamour. You let them all, you look at yourself and see that beautiful glamour that you are. That beautiful soul from inside, from the core and coming out. And anything that you put on your body with love and care will show and will be part of that whole glamour.
That's right.
Whether you decide to add some makeup or anything else to enhance it, that's up to you. But again, you're not dressing for anyone. If they like it out there, and you will find people coming up of all ages, young and older, and telling you, of both genders, all the genders, and telling you how beautiful you look. It happens to me on a daily basis, and I'm like, oh, thank you. I didn't notice I had whatever it is, because I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it for anyone's opinion. So when the outside people are saying you look beautiful, oh, thank you, and so do you. You know, you give them some encouragement to be part of that whole glamour yourself, because you've got so much going on in here. You can afford to say, and I'm giving you some of that glamour as well. So I want you guys to do that and see all of who you are and learn to love yourself. And I don't mean just love, I mean fall in love with who you are, so you can project it out. All right? What do you think, Goddess?
I am right there with you. I agree with you 100%. And try to ignore what society says. Don't let society dictate what you need to do in order to be beautiful. You know, don't forget, the only reason they're saying that is because they want to make sales. They want you to buy their.
It has to do with sales. You're absolutely right.
Buy their hair dye, buy this, buy their makeup. They're just trying to get into your wallet. They could give a rat's ass what you look like.
Exactly.
They don't even know what you look like. They're just like, hey, guess what? You know, we can, you know, give me $30 and I'll make your wrinkles go away or something. They're just after your money. So you just ignore that and you focus on your own inner beauty out there. And that's what's going to project that sexiness. You know, one of my friends told me a story I thought was very funny, but it's very true. And she had, which this is when she was younger. She said when she was in her 20s, you know, she felt like she was hot shit. She just felt that she was, you know, the bomb. And her best friends, they would go to this bar and all the men would be buzzing around them like, you know,
right.
They were feeling good. And she said they were always the queens of the bar, always the queens of the bar. Well, she said one day this woman walked into the bar. She said, Rhonda, I swear to you, she literally had the face of a horse. You would have thought it was a horse on a woman's body. But she walked in there like, I am the supreme sexy goddess of the world. And if you're lucky, I might look at you. And
all right.
If you're lucky. And she said every guy like turned away from them and headed straight over to this chick. Not because she had the most beautiful face. It was because her energy said, I have the most beauty. I am the sexiest. I am the hottest chick in here. And it would be a privilege if you got to be with me.
Yep.
And men picked up on that energy. And they said they were so, you know, depressed because nobody was looking at them anymore. You know, they got a big lesson in humility that evening. But it's true. It is the energy that you project. So before we move on, Goddess Star, what's happening in our chat room?
I'm gonna get my glasses.
Because it looks like we've got quite a bit of.
Okay, let's hear what these lovely people have to say. Okay. All righty. All right.
Let's first raise a glass. We haven't raised our glass.
Oh, okay. Sassy Mox says,
everyone in the chat room. Yay.
Okay, let's raise a glass again. I'm okay with that. To everyone in the chat room tonight, thank you for being here. Okay, I'm going to start with Sassy Moxie too. She says, all this body love energy has blown a fuse. It certainly did. And Jasmine Moonglow says, somewhere an IT geek has had a coronary. I love you guys. You're awesome. And Monica, boom, baby. What was that she said? Boom. Oops, I missed that part. Hold on.
I'm still trying to find where we're reading.
Okay. Well, hold on.
Okay, let me scroll.
Okay, did I go down too low?
With Sassy Mom.
Okay, I went up. Okay. Okay, everybody said hi, and they had coconut. Judy said happy Beltane to everyone. Okay. They're all sipping on either kumbaya or their margaritas or lime in the coconut. Let's see. Goddess Ember said, love you ladies. Judy said margarita. Gorgeous ladies, you both look sexy. I know you guys all look sexy. Okay.
I know we're
Salute
trusting
to
that you
everyone.
look sexy.
Yes. And Peggy said hi to. Everybody said they'll drink to that. And Jasmine Glow said hi, everyone. Hold on. Okay. Peggy says, I've decided to let my hair natural. I've got a lot of gray. I earned all of my grays. Yes, you did, lady.
Right.
Yes, you did. Be proud of it. As a matter of fact, it was so funny. You know how everybody's kind of like they're going through that only certain parts of the head is gray. Mine is right there on the top. I'm like, really? It has to be right there on the top, not anywhere else, right? And then I started looking around at things and I'm like, but I don't want it to be in patches. I want the whole head to be just gray all at once, but it's not there yet. So I'm kind of waiting for it to get really, really gray so it could be everywhere. I think the gray looks so awesome on some people, and I know it could look gorgeous on me. So I can't wait. So, and like you said, we earned it, right?
That's right.
And then Judy said, if there is any gentleman present, you know what you can lift.
So let's raise a glass to the guys who know what they can lift for us.
You. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yes. Please. Yes. And then, let's see. Peggy said, Lefty and Clyde. I didn't get that part. I said Lefty and Clyde, and I didn't see the rest. Hold on. That arrow was blocking it.
I know. I hate that arrow.
I know. Okay. You know what? I'm going to try to open it up, and maybe that would take away the arrow for a bit. Where is it? Okay. Let's see. And you guys are a lot in there talking about things. So we're going to talk about it. Hold on. Let me get to where. Let's see. Yeah, it's always better when you get to open it up. You guys are hilarious. Okay. Monica says, boom, baby. I made it. Monica says it. Poor YouTube, it support guys. So poor YouTube, IT support guys. And then Ember says, you the bomb on me. Jasmine Mungo says, the witches broke you, YouTube. And then Ember says, hey, Monica, and Goddess, and Peggy says, Goddess butt energy.
That's right.
Hilarious.
That's right.
Monica says, waves at Ember. Jasmine Mungo says, or to be IT correct, we witches crashed the YouTube. Yes, we did. Yes, and Ember waves back. Peggy says, crow's feet really bothers me. Ugh. Well, girl, I'll tell you something with the crow's feet. That's all part of who you are. And you know what that suggests usually? That you smile a lot, that you laugh a lot. So not crow's feet, honey. Those are your laugh lines, your exuberance of how much you smile and laugh and, you love life.
That's right.
You live life. What do you think, Goddess?
Well, I'm actually spilling salt down the girl, so trying to get that out of there. But I'm so with you. I am so with you. And you know what?
Yeah, right? And then Ember says, got my kumbaya and lavender going. Yeah, girl. And Jasmine Mungo says, I am experimenting with barrage tea. Okay, all right, that's good. And then she also says, a nod to the Armenian ancestors. Okay. Armenian ancestors in the house tonight. Okay.
Let's raise our glass to the Armenian.
Judy says, the song I Love Me by Megan Trainor. Great song. Okay. I'm sorry, what did you say, Goddess Rhonda?
Oh, no, I was just raising our glass to all of our ancestors.
Yes. Okay, I'll do that too. To our ancestors, yes. Thanks for bringing the ancestors in, Jasmine Moonglow. Okay. And then Jasmine goes on to say, after having the breast cancer scare and just having a lumpectomy, I am happy I am still symmetrical, that I didn't lose my breast. I'm happy I can still fluff myself. That's actually a beautiful thought too, because I had a friend of mine who had to have a mastectomy, and I know she felt so sad and depressed. So I remember a friend of hers telling her about a guy who does tattoos, and he does them for free because his mom died of breast cancer. So, and he remembered how she had lost who she was because she didn't have any breast anymore. And so he loved tattooing things, whatever they wanted on their breast. And it's just such a beautiful thing to see. He wanted them to see themselves as beauty, no matter whether it's there or not. They're still human, they're still female, and they still can rock that beauty. And I think that's just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy for and for all the others, whether you've had a mastectomy or not, you're all beautiful. Find your own beauty in whatever you can find with it and make it rock for you. And then we have Ember says, love attracts love. Goddess Star, you are so right. Yes, it does. Because we do not want to come off as desperate goddesses. We want to come off as a goddess incarnate. You know, we love ourselves. We love being who we are.
That's right.
If you don't love yourself and who you are in every sense of the word, you're not gonna be able to survive that. And yes, someone will come along and body shame you in some way, and you'll believe them. Because if you are not sure of your own self and you're the one deflecting all of that out, then yeah, it's not going to work. And then Jasmine Moonglow says, I am more bummed about not having vitality. I have to work so hard to be energetic. And I'll tell you, Goddess, do you have any suggestions for the energetic part?
Yes, actually, I do, because I know what that's like to have to really battle to get your energy up to do, get things done. And I have to tell you what is really very helpful, and I stress this to a lot of people, is when we think about having our energy, we think about our physical bodies and trying to make them get up and move the way we want them to move. But we as witches, especially, this is, I believe, is true for everyone. But I believe that we as witches, especially because we are constantly using our energy to manifest or heal or create or whatever it is that we're doing, it is super, super, uber important to take care of your energetic body. I have to battle with fatigue. And so, but what I find helps me is before I even get out of bed in the morning, I shore up my chakras. I put the colors into my chakras. I strengthen up my aura. I get my energetic bodies going, and then my physical body responds. Because don't forget, especially if you guys are also empaths, which many of us are, you're not only dealing with your own lack of energies, you're also being bombarded with the energies of other people that you're absorbing. So you're just carrying the weight of who knows how many people's energies that are stuck intoxifying you and making you even more tired. Empaths are always tired. I have battled fatigue since I was a kid. Even when I was a perfectly healthy 10-year-old, all I wanted to do was take a nap because I was taking in so many of other people's energies. And so it is really important for us as witches, and even if you're not a witch, to really take care of our energetic bodies, because that's what fuels our physical body. So if you don't know the colors of the chakras, you can pull up a chart on your phone. And while you're laying in bed, you can visualize or imagine. If you can't visualize, look at the color on the chart, because it'll be right there visualizing it for you, and shore up those chakras. It's also very important for you to remove the energetic cords of other people. When people are telling you all their problems and, this is wrong and that's wrong and my relationship is this and my money is that, they're also shooting these energetic cords into you so that they can pull your energy out and replace it with theirs. So you've got to take the time to pull those cords off you. You want to send them in the light. You don't want them hanging around. You don't just pull them off you where they can reattach. Send them up into the light where they can be healed and resolved. It is very important for us as witches to take care of our energetic bodies. And a lot of us don't do that. We just, we might ground ourselves to do a spell or whatever it is, but we are not doing the daily, day-to-day to take care of our energy, to make sure that it's flowing. None of our meridians are blocked. Our hands are clear so the energy can come out of them. Our foot chakras are clear so that the energy of the earth can come up. All of that, we need that, and circulating the energy through the meridians, just doing energetic. A lot of people get up and, they'll do their cardiovascular, or they'll lift weights, they'll do all kinds of things for the physical, forgetting the physical is fueled by the energetic. So you can get your vitality back, or a good portion of it, Like I have, I have Lyme disease, and so that can really diminish your energy. And I'm an empath as well. And so it's important for me. I have to do daily protocols on myself to keep my energy clean so I can get up and do all the millions of things that I have to do, because it's just me. I don't have anybody to help me. I have to do everything on my own. And so I have to be able to get my butt out of bed and get my shit done. And in order for me to do that, I have to clean myself up energetically first, and my body follows. And so, and there's also lots of herbs and things you can take. Like, what do you do for your energetic to increase your energetic levels, Goddess Star?
Well, actually, I do a really quick thing as well as I know the chakra part. I have a mixture of lavender and rose. That's all that's in this bottle that I put on. And I kind of put it in my hair before I leave the house. I get everything going. Once I've taken my shower, I get everything going, and I put it a little bit in my palm of my hand, and I just rub it around with my hair. And the scent hits me, and I'm perked up and ready to go. And it seems to energize me a lot. And maybe that's just my signature scent. You find something that's right for you that gives you that same energy. And you walk outside, and once you go with it, people say they just know it's you or whatever it is, because they recognize your scent after a while. And your energies and everything just kind of picked up with it. So you have to find your own, whatever fits right with you, that does that for you. But lavender and rose works wonderfully for me. So it's one of the things, and along as well, there are also herbal teas and stuff that you can put together for yourself that helps with that. But I mean, for me, that's a quick fix, and it works all the time. It always perks me right up and ready to go. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Should we go back to the chat room, or you wanted to add some more to that?
I just wanted to add something else to that, because you also brought up sunlight, which really important. Also, another thing that I do that helps me tremendously is I open the blinds and let the sunlight in, because sunlight will naturally uplift your energy levels. Or you can also call upon the energy gods and goddesses. Like Mars is an energetic god, and I'll call on him in a second to say, hey, can you help a sister out and give me some energy, because I really need some energy. So you can take steps to raise your vitality. Another thing that I teach my clients is to use color therapies. So if I were to ask you, who asked that question? Who was that said, let me go back to that they're tired of not having a Jasmine Moonglow. So Jasmine Moonglow, if I were to ask you what color, and you can answer me right now in the chat room, what color to you represents energy? Pick a color that represents energy to you, and tell me what it is. Just put it right there in the chat room. I've put myself at the bottom of the chat room so I can see you. And so while we're waiting for you to do that and figure out what that energy is for yourself, because everyone is different. Some people think red is energetic, some people think green, some people think blue, some people think yellow. You have to go with what you feel is. And so she's got saffron yellow. So Goddess Jasmine Moonglow, if I were to ask you to surround yourself with the color of saffron yellow right now, just close your eyes and surround yourself with that color. Let me know how that makes you feel. If that gives you a little boost or not. If it doesn't give you a little boost, we'll try another color. But just surround yourself with yellow and see if that raises up your energetic levels. And then you can let us know in the chat room. And if that doesn't work, we will try something else. And for all of you out there, while we're waiting for our Goddess Jasmine Moonglow to give that experiment, all of you should try that. Consider what color you feel represents energy. Okay, she's not feeling the saffron yellow. Goddess Jasmine Moonglow, what is your sign? Because I want to know what planet is representing you.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, while we're waiting for her to let us know that, I do want everyone to try that. What color to you represents energy? Surround yourself with that color.
See how you feel, yeah.
Okay, so you are Gemini, Virgo rising. What is your moon sign? Moon sign is in Taurus. So the Taurus energies are green and they can also strengthen you. Don't forget your moon sign is how you think. And so you're also fueled by the Venus energies and the Earth energies. So we're going to try two colors. We're going to start with the green of Venus. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yes. Okay. So, Star, I want you to try the green of Venus. See how that makes you feel, if that makes you feel a certain way. And you've got, you probably like the yellow because you've got Virgo and Gemini. Those are air signs, and that's represented by the color yellow, Mercury, the color yellow. But let's go ahead and try some green. Go ahead, try the olive green. See how that makes you feel. Experiment with different colors so that you can figure out which one is going to make you feel good. I personally like red. Red represents Mars, and I have a lot of Mars in me. And so when I surround myself with the color red, that actually helps me to be more energetic. But go ahead and let me know how that green feels to you while we move on to some other stuff, and then we will check back in with you to see how the green goes with you.
Okay.
And just to quickly, if the green's not working for you, I want you to try sunlight. Surround yourself with sunlight and give that a try. All right, Goddess Star, go ahead and go back to where we were in the chat room, and we'll check back again with Jasmine
We
Moon.
begin with Harris-Choudhry. She says, I know that I'm fine, so I'm good with that. LOL. I mean, as I get older, I'm letting go things more and embracing my talents more. There you go. I think it kind of happens to us as we get older. We do have a tendency to say things like, I know I have a tendency to say, I am not settling. And I think that's why my attitude is a certain way when I walk outside and I don't pay attention to men around me, because I'm not settling. If you're not what I'm looking for, and maybe on a certain unconscious level, I'm like, I'm passing you by because you're not what I'm looking for. I'm not settling, whether it's for height or size or whatever it is. I'm not settling. So I'm not going to notice you. Unfortunately, I'm just so in love with myself, I can't help myself.
And
I am going to just keep going. I am fine with myself just the way I am. And I think it does come with age a lot of times. If someone has attained that being younger, I am so proud of you, because a lot of us did not get there when we were younger. So doing so, I think as we get older, what happens to us as we get older, I think we have a tendency to claim things more. I have that right. I claim this, whatever it is. This is what I am entitled to, and I'm going to take it no matter what. So as we get older, we have a tendency to do that and follow through with it.
That's right.
I have a feeling that we would say it and mean it and follow through with it. It is what it is. Okay. And then Ember says, I got a colostomy. Okay, I thought it was colonoscopy. Surgical scar, and men think battle scars are sexy. They do, don't they? They do. A lot of them do. And then Ember says, show off your battle scars proudly. I certainly will. And any one of you guys, you certainly will. There's nothing to be more proud of than being all of who you are. You deserve that. Let's see. And then Peggy says, wrinkle cream, LOL.
Hey, but that would make you, that's okay.
Yeah. And then Jasmine says, I am digging having bangs again. Thank you, Empire Beauty, for not screwing up my bangs. I feel younger and perky. All right. Do what you got to do, girl. I guess to quote Billy Crystal, as his one character, Fernando Lamas, who always said, it is better to look good than to feel good. All right. And then Monica says, I've had a lot of issues with self-love and self-esteem. I understand what you're all saying, but it's not always easy. It isn't. We're not saying it is. I found that if you can't start by loving yourself, then find what you love. This is true, but it's. I've worked with a lot of people, and you're absolutely right, Monica. Some of the most people that I would think has the most going for them when I start working with them, and I ask them to work on self-love and saying how much they love themselves, they start to cry, or they would say things like, I don't know how to say that to myself. And I find that to be the saddest thing when someone cannot look in the mirror and say, I love myself. I love who I am. And they seriously mean it. They can't say it because they don't like who they are. They don't even like who they are, furthermore, for loving themselves. So it is kind of, I have this piece of hair that's stuck up there and I'm trying to take it down. So it is true, you know, and it's kind of sad that someone cannot learn to kind of either love themselves or learn to just say it.
Okay, you know what though? Not for nothing. And I understand that, yes, it is hard, okay, but we also have to take the responsibility. We cannot use that as an excuse to say, well, you know, it is hard and I just don't feel good about myself and it's just too hard, or I try and it's too hard. Quit telling yourself it's hard. Snap out of that, okay? I'm just going to tell you straight up.
Yes,
Snap out of it. You know what? I had a 20-pound uterine tumor removed. Almost killed me. It was supposed to kill me, but here I still am today. And I've got a scar that goes from my breast all the way down into my groin. And you know what? When I had my hysterectomy, because I had to have a hysterectomy because of it, I did not feel very sexy. I had this huge scar. I felt like a vital part of my body was taken away from me. I didn't feel sexy. So you know what I did? I went and I took belly dance classes. I said, you know what?
That's a beautiful one, yeah.
Keeping in mind the need to feel, to be fair, the need for me to feel that sexiness is because I am of the fertility goddess tradition, where I use a lot of sexual energy. And so it's important for me to keep my groin chakra warmed up and flowing and things like that. And so when I went and I started belly dancing again, I love belly dancing. First of all, the belly dancing, it puts the movement into the flow, into the groin chakra. It massages your boobies because you're using every part of your body, and it's sexy and it's sensual and gets you back. So please don't allow yourself the excuse of it's just too hard to feel sexy. No, yeah, it can be hard to feel sexy, but it's also can be hard to make it through life. You have to get up and go to work and do all those other things that it's hard to do, and you do it, don't you? You do it because you have to. You have to
same thing
yourself. It is
same thing
for your energetic health. So I'm not accepting any, it's not that easy. No, it's not that easy. It wasn't easy for me to bounce back from a 20-pound tumor. It took literally months and months and months for me to be able just to get up out of bed and go back to work, and then to start to feel like a sexy woman again. But I made it my priority to get that back. I was not going to have that taken away from me, and I've got it back. But I'm a warrior like that. So we do not allow ourselves to sit and feel sorry for ourselves. If you need to have a pity party for 5 minutes, I will allow you
5 minutes.
Got 5 minutes. I'm watching the clock. I'm going to have a sip of my drink while I wait for you. Okay, time's up. I know that's 5 minutes.
That's what you call a New York 5 minutes.
Yeah, time's up.
Actually, Goddess Rhonda is absolutely right. I'll tell you, because if you check all of us, we all have something that we're working with to get past. And you guys heard me say all those things. But I have a big scar on the front of both of my knees, and my legs used to be what I considered my sexiest asset. And now I've got 2 big scars up my knees because I had to replace both knees. And no, I don't like showing it to everyone and all of that. But I've always dressed a certain way with long dresses and all of that. And I just continue to do that and walk as straight up and as upright as I can and just be who I'm going to be. If someone, and I let people know about the scars, and I don't care if I'm interested in the person, a male or anything like that, in a sexual manner, I'm going to let them know about my knees. If they have an objection to that, then you and I will not even be having this discussion. There's nothing to talk about. I will walk away, because you have to accept me. The fact that I'm honoring you, but even telling you this, that's the way I'm seeing it, because that means I am taking you into that trust with that. And if I'm going to have, you're going to cause me to have an issue, well, actually, I'm not going to let you do that to me. So we're not going to have that issue, because I'm not going to allow anyone to do that to me. Because you got to love all of it. The scars that, I'm not sure if it's Jasmine Mungo that said about the battle scars. All of that is part of who you are. I survived that. I can walk again. when they thought I would never be able to walk again. Those 2 scars reminds me I can walk upright again.
Yes,
That's a
they are
beautiful feeling.
of survival.
That's
That's
a
what
beautiful, beautiful feeling. And you see me walk all over the French Quarter. I can walk. I'm so happy to be walking again. I would drag my ass and walk all over the place, because I was not, they were telling me that I might be able to walk again. So we're not going to allow people to do that to us. And Goddess Rhonda is right. 5 minutes, a New York 5 minute, that is. See how fast she did that? That was a New York 5 minute. That's all we're going to allow you to be in that pity party, because we are here to help one another raise and give ourselves that, sufficient boost of like, let's get out of our asses and get up and do what we have to do for ourselves. So love ourselves. And we cannot wallow around in it and give excuses. And she's right, because we're only giving excuses to something so that we could keep wallowing in it.
That's right.
Literally wallowing and whining around in it. And I don't want to stay there. If I have to put on calypso music or put a lime in a coconut, whatever it is, music, and I will dance and raise that energy, and I will try to dance, believe me, cane and all, I will stand here and try to dance because I love dancing. I love all those things. And it brings my energy up. It makes me part of who I am because I used to dance professionally, all those things, and I'm not going to give it up because I've got 2 knees that were replaced, I'll just keep fighting and trying. Because again, we are warriors. We are witches. Witches are warriors. That's what we are. And even if you're not a witch, like she said, we are warriors. It's built into us to fight back, to try to keep pushing and trying. We do it every day when we get up and walk outside to face whatever it is we have to face. So give it some more. Walk with that shield of I love myself so much that I refuse to allow anyone to make me go down to that level. The pity party would last for like 5 minutes of the New York minute and be done. She's right. All right.
You have to. And to be fair, Goddess started from New York, and New York doesn't accept any excuses.
Yeah.
It's about survival. You better get up. If you have to crawl to get your stuff done, you better get it done, because that's just the way that it is there. But I have found that with myself, I cannot allow myself to sit and wallow. I've got to just get up. I've got to take action and do something. Take action. We're witches here. Take action. Do whatever it is that you need to do. In fact, you know what? Because that actually gives us a really good segue into what we have to do to feel confidence. One thing to talk about, not feeling confident or not feeling love for ourselves. Let's talk about what we can do to feel more confident, because we're doing this whole show to get you feeling sexy. Now, I don't want to spend too much time talking about not feeling sexy. I want to talk about what we can do to help us to feel more confident and more sexy out there. And so let's talk about that. So one of the things, I have a friend that I worked with for a long time, was a guy, and he said something to me a long time ago. And he said, a man can always find something to worship on a woman's body. It doesn't really matter what you look like. They'll find something to make themselves happy. And so what I want you guys to do is what is it that you are confident about within yourself? It doesn't have to be a body part, but maybe it is. Maybe you think your eyes, or you have big bedroom eyes, or maybe you think you have great hair. You're very confident because you have beautiful hair. Your hair makes you feel good. Maybe you're a good conversationalist. Maybe you've got a quick wit and you're funny. Let's focus on what is it that does make you feel confident. It doesn't have to, it could just be, even if it's just one thing that you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I love how my eyes look. I think I have pretty eyes, or I think I have beautiful teeth, or I think I have beautiful hair. I love my hair. Pick something that you feel confident about. And if you're not feeling confident about something in your body, then what is it about your personality? Are you funny? Do people like being around you? Are you a really good conversationalist? Do you make people laugh? There's got to be something about yourself that you feel. Are you good at what you do at your job? Do you walk in there and you're full of confidence with what you do? Let's get that energy of confidence flowing through us. So I want you guys to pick something that you feel confident about, a skill that you have. Maybe you're one hell of a a card reader, or you're a hell of a psychic, or you're a hell of an astrologer, whatever it is, or you make the best handcrafted soaps that there are in the world, or you got some concoctions, whatever it is, we need to flood ourselves with that. We need to latch on to something that we truly and honestly feel good about ourselves for it. Because once we get latch onto that one thing, then what we're doing is we're flooding our body with that confident feeling. Even if it's just over that one thing. Forget about how anything else for now. What is that one thing? And you can put it in our chat room. And for those of you who are listening, because I found out over the past week, we actually have quite a few listeners during the live show that do not come into our chat room. And, you know, and that's okay if you're too shy to come in there, that's fine. But I also had several people say they don't know how to get into the chat room on their phone. So if any of you know how to get on to the chat room on your phone, if you could put that in the chat room so I can explain that to you, because I don't know how to do that either. So if you could actually put that in there so that I can pass that on, because I had one of my clients today say, I don't know how to get into the chat room on my phone, and I didn't know how to tell her how to get in there. So if you guys can, if anyone there knows, you can put that in there, please do. But in the meantime, I want you guys to put it in there because we are flooding ourselves with confidence, but it's got to be genuine. So what is it that makes you feel confident? I don't care what it is, whatever it is. Maybe you got the best handwriting in the world, or you're an expert at putting on lipstick, whatever it is that's going to fuel you with that confident feeling. Let's go ahead and figure out what that is, because you can always latch onto that to flood yourself with confidence before you go out on the town, or before you go on a date, or just even to feel good about yourself when you get up in the morning, to flood yourself with something you genuinely feel confident about, that makes you feel confident. So what is that? Gotta start. What makes you feel confident?
I don't know. I think I've been doing it for so long that I don't think about it, and I just am. But to go back and remember, I think I just wake up and I've just always been, it's been so many years that I've been like, I am me, I'm Star, and I'm all that, and I love myself so much that I can't settle on any it's sad, but I cannot settle on any level with anything in my life that, I don't know. It's to put a finger exactly on it. It's kind of difficult because I think it's a combination of things. You know, I kind of do everything that you do. The colors, I decide on what color I'm going out with, but the sunshine, it's a number of things all combined. And I think part of it, or the main part maybe, I think all the other things kind of come in as an additional to, or as an additional lift. But I think the main thing is that I really truly believe that I am the most beautiful person inside and out. I try my best at all times with everyone to be honest and to do the best I can. So going out, I'm not there to actually hurt anyone, but just to be better for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm literally saying to myself, as long as I know I'm not out there to hurt anyone else out there, and I can put my best foot forward every day, and I'm very happy. I'm smiling as I'm walking, and I'm very, very happy with who I am. And I don't know, maybe it took some years of me just kind of being that way. I have no idea. It just kind of all falls into place. And people have tried. I'll tell you honestly, I think people have a tendency to be drawn to us, and like anything else, when they see how we are, suddenly they want to change us to be more like them, which is not a very good thing. And when they can't change us, then they speak viciously.
Right.
And they move on, and we're saddened by the fact that they came, they trashed and walked away, rather than being the people that will absorb some of that and learn to be better people themselves. And yes, people are unfortunately going to be around either to use or to denigrate you or to take away what they think you have, because they don't have it. They are not in love with themselves or love who they are. So how dare you feel that way about yourself? How dare you be, in their eyes, being better than me? And it's not that. It took us a long time to get there. They're not seeing that. And they wish to be there. And if they cannot be there or attain what we've done, they will try to take it apart. And unfortunately, some of them do succeed. But I honestly, and I think it happens with you as well, we don't have the time to play those games with people. And it's gotten to the point where if anyone we feel is trying to chink away at that or whatever, we kind of move on and just kind of let them kind of fall by the wayside, because we really don't have the time for it. Because if you want to be picked up by our energies and brought along with us as we go, we will do that automatically, because that's part of our nature.
Right.
But if you try to drag us down and take us into that level of what you are, we will leave you by the wayside in a heartbeat, because it's a self-preservation. It's just human nature to be self-preserving and saying, I have attained this. I am not going to allow you to take that from me. It's simple.
Exactly.
And you have to learn to literally shed that. And people think either it's not affecting you, it saddens you when people then move on like that and say things about you that's not true, because to denigrate you or to take away some of that light that they think you have, only because they wanted to have some of that. And you have to see it for that. In a way, they are, in some ways, lifting you up. The fact that you went through all that trouble to take away what I have says that I do have something that you would like to retain. And I'm going to move on and hold on to that energy and take it all with me. I am not going to allow anyone to take it away. We have to. We don't have a choice, because we work with a lot of people to help them. And if we allow others to take that away, then how can we help others who really wants to be helped? Simple.
Absolutely.
And it sounds easy. It's not. But you learn to do it. You really do.
And so with that said, we want you to start to get your confidence back up. Don't focus on what you feel is wrong with you, although there's nothing wrong with you. That's all in your head. But we don't want you to focus on that. We want you to focus on what is it that does make you feel strong and confident, maybe later on after the show or tomorrow or the weekend. We're asking you to pull out of the top of your head what makes you feel good about yourself, but that also requires some thought. And so, as part of your steps to feeling more sexy and more confident, over the weekend, make a list of those things that make you feel sexy or confident, or that that you can do well, a skill set that you have, or a body part that you love, so that I want you to focus on that. Focus on those things that make you feel strong. The society doesn't want you to focus on those things. They want you to focus on the things that they can capitalize on. And so they're going to constantly keep putting that in your face.
Yeah.
None of them are going to say, I've never seen one makeup commercial say you are just the most beautiful person in the world.
Just the way you are.
Makeup is just going to enhance that beauty. It's like, oh, remember, see all those fine lines?
That's true. They got to break you down and pull you back up.
Blotchy, and they're gonna try to make you focus on that. Do not feed into it. Don't believe the hype, as we used to say.
Yeah.
You go in and you look at yourself and you figure out for yourself, because it's different for everybody, what is it about you? Maybe you make the best pancakes in the world. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it floods you with that energy of confidence, of strength. That's what we want you to focus on. And if you make that list for yourself, then when you start to feel down on yourself, you can pull out that list and remind yourself, hey, you know what? So what if my boobs aren't as perky as they used to be? I can do this. I can do that. I accomplished this. Think of everything that you have gone through. You didn't get to be this age easy. You had to go through all kinds of flames and fires and jump over abysses and fight off monsters and all kinds of stuff that we've had to go through since high school or since we've been born. I don't know anyone who's had just the most wonderful, easy life. Just about everyone I know has had to come up from the trenches fighting. And so just the fact that you have made it and persevered this far, and overcome all of the crap that you have had to overcome in life, you should be looking, you are a badass. That's the first thing, you know what? I am a badass. Look at what I have survived. Look at what I have accomplished. Look at what the things that I have been through, and I am still standing and I'm stronger and better than ever. Just the fact that you have survived all the things that you have survived in life should give you enough confidence to let you know that there is nothing that you can't do. And that's what we want you to focus on, is that warrior, goddess, strength, confidence that you have, that it took for you to get to where you are. Now, maybe you're tired from that fight. Maybe you feel tired or a little beaten down and exhausted, and you just don't feel as good as you could. But it can help you to remember, you know what? Look at the strength that it took me to get to where I am today. Look at what I've done for myself. What have I achieved for my kids? What have I achieved? And that is what, when you look at all that you have achieved and how strong you are and how resilient you have been to get to where you are today, that in itself is enough to make you walk like a goddess lioness out that door in the morning, because you have accomplished so much. You are a superhero. And we want you fueled with that. We want you to walk with that pride of everything that you have been through, everything that you have accomplished, every tear that you have cried, every scar, that every badge of, so I call them badges of survival, every badge of survival that you have on your body. I want you to look at all that and say, I am a freaking badass. I am going to walk out of this door with confidence because I have been through it and I have survived it. And that in itself is proof to me that I am all that. And that's what we want you to fuel yourself with. So no more focusing on what we feel might be wrong with us. We are going to focus on what is right with us, what we have accomplished, what we have achieved, what we have done for ourselves, what we've done for our kids, what we've done for our parents, what we've done for our friends. All of the things that you have done that has brought you to this spot today took strength, courage, resilience, resourcefulness, a skill set that was custom to you to help you to get through it. It took intelligence, it took wisdom, it took perseverance. It took a lot. You have already proven to yourself that you've got everything you need to be the most confident chick out there. But we let society get us to focus on that one little thing, your gray hair or your whatever it is, your stretch marks or whatever it is. Forget all that. Let's focus on what makes you feel strong. And that is the way we are going to start our day, because we're going to do this program with you. We're going to do, every month, we're going to take it to the next step and the next step and the next step. So for this month, we're going to be focusing on what is it that makes us feel strong and confident. List all those things that you have gone through. If you've gone through, breast surgeries or hysterectomies, or you have lupus, or you have Lyme disease, you fought cancer and you won, you're already a freaking badass. And just everything that you have been through and accomplished lets you know that you are worthy of anything and everything that you want, that you have the strength, the courage, the confidence, and the resilience that you need. And that's going to get you that confidence and that sexy, strong goddess feeling. We want to fuel ourselves with that every single solitary day. So that's going to be one of our steps that we do each day, is to go over what a badass we are and everything. Because once you realize, when you think about all of the things that you have come through, when you start thinking about the things that you have to go through that's waiting for you, there'll be a piece of cake. You've already been through it. You've already been through the ringer. You've already gone through the fire and walked out the other side. You've clawed your way out of an abyss. You have done so much that you should be able, with that confidence of what you've accomplished in the past, is what's going to elevate you and get you where you want to be in the future, just by pulling on that. And we're not going to let society detract us from that anymore. So that's going to be one of our things that we're going to focus on this month, is our confidence. And just by understanding and remembering and recognizing how strong you have been all this time, because you didn't get to where you are today being a wimp. You did not. So you might say, well, I don't really feel good about myself, but apparently you did, because you've got here today using your skills and all the courage and confidence that was within you. So let's focus on that. What do you think about that, Goddess Star?
Absolutely, absolutely. All of what you said and then some. And I don't even know if I could even add to what you've said because you've said so much already. And I think that it's a good beginning for us to start with because we're going to try to do this once a month. And I kind of wanted to go back to some of what's being said in the chat room. Let's see. Cool Flavor says, "Oh my gosh, I wear lavender and rose oil." Oh, that's good. That's great. And Monica says, gotta say, I put rose essential oil on my third eye shut tonight to see love and be loved. Feels sexy like that. Awesome. Awesome. I hope it works for you. Let it work for you. Not hope. Let it work for you. And then Veronica says, I find Florida water is like spiritually pure or spiritual pure. And then Peggy says, how can I tell if you're an empath? Wait, hold on. Let me see what it says. How can you tell if you're an empath? I'm finding, what do you think, Goddess Rhonda?
Okay.
And then Em says, say that part.
Just, a quickie. I mean, here, just to make your life easier for you, because I can already see that, we're talking and time is rolling. So what I want you to do is I want you to Google traits of an empath and they'll come up. You'll see there's like 30 or so. There's actually more than that. But just to give you just a quickie test for yourself, ask yourself, do you like to help people? That's your first question. Your second question is, do you know how other people are feeling? If someone feels sad, do you feel sad? If someone feels depressed or in pain, do you feel that? And my third question to you is, do you help people or feel the need to help people even to your own detriment? Because empaths, now keep in mind, there are different categories of empaths. I don't want to, spend a lot of time on that. We've got the extreme involved service empaths that actually take on other people's karma. That means they'll help someone and that person's life will get better and that the empath's life will get worse because they take their karma. We have our regular service empaths that are, help people as best as they can, but not so much to their own detriment. We have the empaths who feel, the objective empaths who feel other people's things and don't want to feel it because they don't really care. They don't really care to help you or not. They don't even want to be bothered with it. And then on the other end, we have the narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths who are also empaths, but they use their abilities to manipulate. They'll read someone and use it to manipulate and harm, as opposed to the service empaths who do it to help people. So ask yourself those few questions. And if you find that you do take on other people's energies, that people love to tell you, even strangers in the street want to tell you all of their problems. You feel exhausted all the time. You suffer from backaches, from carrying the weight, or you feel pressure on your chest. Even though you can breathe, it might just feel like there's a pressure on the chest. There's a lot of different indicators. But if you think you are one, then you probably are. And that can at least kind of give you an idea of that. Okay, God, where were we?
All righty. And then we have, let's see. Ember says, I'm an empath light warrior. I have been practicing the 5 Tibetan rites each morning for
good for you.
3. I'm not sure if it's 3. I feel better. Chakra work is becoming more vibrant in color and sensation of cool and white light all around. And then Jasmine Glow says saffron yellow. I think she was answering you.
Yeah, we already went through that. So let's skip through that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Fatima says, I was advised to use Florida water on my feet when I was really sick and it cleared everything rather quickly. That's wonderful. Beautiful. Monica says final depositor. I don't know if that's in regard to something else. Monica also said you respond to the color of your final depositor. Okay. And then Echo folks. That says by Jasmine Glow. And then Jen P says olive green feels good. I'm in Capricorn. Okay. I'm going to try to go past that part.
Already.
Yeah. Okay. Ember says, yep, gotta start. I'm on a spiritual path. My growth is more important than dating. Good for you. Then Goddess, Monica says, yes, Goddess Star, I've been there. No love of self, but starting with something else you love, then grow to move that love to yourself. Whatever you have to do, but learn to love yourself. I really don't care how you get there, just so long as you start seeing yourself for who you are and loving yourself. And that's people, I've met a lot of them who could give love to everybody else but themselves. And that seems to be the hardest thing for them. And I need you to start working on loving yourself, really loving yourself. Great to start with loving elsewhere, then love expanding. All right. And then Veronica says, yes, belly dancing. I started after my cancer and hysterectomy as well.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And then Ember says, yes, dancing. I'm always going to be my go-to in any mood, any weather. Yes, Goddess Rhonda, you go, goddesses. Whoop, whoop. I'm bringing sexy back. Yay. And then Peggy says, thank you, Goddess Rhonda. I needed that. Snap out of it. We're beautiful.
Yes, you are.
Absolutely. Then Jasmine Glow says, my priority is to become financially self-sufficient again by getting career coaching, maybe change a career. I have been in a vicious cycle of temping.
I've been there. I can dig it.
Good for you, girl. Get out of it and get going.
There you
Pep
go.
talks in the mirror work as well, says Ember. And
Yes.
then Jasmine Moonglow says, hold on, while working with my limitations of autism. That's awesome. You'll get past all those things. And then Peggy says, I have pity parties in my room. As long as they don't last past that New York 5 minutes.
You got 5 minutes in New York style.
New York style, okay? And then Monica says, Goddess Rhonda, snap out of it. It didn't work for me or get me to loving myself now. I started loving everything else, then expanded it to myself. It has been a slow, long process. I've earned this love. Absolutely.
And good for you.
Again, like I said, however you get there, I really don't care as long as you get there.
Rock on.
Yeah. And then Veronica says, my scars are my tattoos. I see them as artistic representation of my life and things I've conquered. Absolutely. And then Peggy says, Monica, you do what works for you. I'm glad that's what helps you. Absolutely. And then Jasmine Moonsgo says, also to fulfill my promise to be of service to people.
Very nice.
And then Sassy Moxie Sue says, I've been down on myself as well, but I saw a quote this week. Someone is winning with the hand I've been dealt with. Boom, she says.
There you go.
Awesome. And then Jasmine Moongo says, I get up. Hold on. Oh, dear. I think I went past a bit. I hate when that happens. I can't get to it. Jasmine Mungo says, I'm an awesome cook. I am also a great weather forecaster and numerologist.
Excellent.
And then Ember says, my humor, aura, and my eyes. I love inspiring people. And then Jasmine Mungo says, by the way, I think we may hear about that orange gobshite going on a retreat this year. I didn't. It just made me realize what she was talking about. When I mean retreat, like laying low, Stormy is just the tip of the iceberg. I usually click on live chat, Fatima said. And then Monica says, I'm a brilliant astrologer and a certified genius with a lot of creativity. Good for you, girl.
Good for you,
and
girl.
then Jennifer says, my smile. Awesome. And then Jasmine says, enthusiasm. And Ember says, you can't. When the video is full screen, at the bottom is a down drop that says, okay. I think she's regarding people on their phone. Yeah, she's talking about that. So I guess that's, yeah. And then Jasmine says, I can rock male merges in Word. Huh? Okay, I think that might be pertaining to that as well. And then Monica says, I'm also pretty funny. Good for you. Get humor in there. All of that helps. And then Fatima says at the bottom, okay. I think they're all talking about the phone with the typing on the bottom of the comments with that part. And then Judy says, I was told that I have a great sense of humor, write well, and speak well. Good for you. And then Peggy says, I make the best meatloaf. LOL. My kids go bonkers over it. See, we've all got something there. And then Ember says, ooh, creativity and live. Definitely feel that being loved is more important than being loved. Very good. And then Peggy says, and personally, I know people love that I'm that hippie mom. Good for you. And then Jasmine says, I'm not involved because I'm paying the price for a love spell I did when I was younger, and I accept my punishment for abusing the craft. Okay.
All right, wait, let's stop.
And then
how about we work on forgiveness for learning what we accept the lesson that we learned from that, because I don't believe there's no such thing as mistakes. There are only lessons. And so you learned a lesson from that. How about accepting the lesson and working on forgiveness? of self. And because when you're saying I accept my punishment, then you're pretty much allowing yourself to continue to stay. You don't need that. And obviously you have a conscience and you feel remorse for what was done. That's enough. Go ahead, accept the lesson. I made an error, or I've learned from it. But now let's work on forgiveness and letting that go, because we don't want you sitting in a prison. There are prison sentences for everything, and you're giving yourself a life sentence for something that maybe was just a misdemeanor and needed
self-imprisonment.
A year or two or something. So maybe it might behoove you to consider working on accepting the lessons and moving forward now to forgiving yourself, and try and leave it there instead of just continuing to beat yourself up. Everyone, I don't know if anybody that has not made that would not say, oh gee, I made a mistake, or did
we all have.
Everyone has had to learn lessons from that. So let's work more towards self-forgiveness. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And honestly speaking, a little bit more to that, people are still making mistakes. It is what it is. We learn to live with what it is, and we go on from there, give ourselves and move on. Mm-hmm. Anyways, Jasmine says, I live in low-income housing neighborhood, and I honestly don't want to be involved with drug addicts, alcoholics, and drama. Mamas, if the guy is a cheater, I'm too cerebral for welfare trash. Okay.
Atta girl.
Atta girl. You got to get out of all of that. And then she says, funny you mentioned that, Rhonda. I am meeting with JVS to build up a list of my strengths because I'm having a hard time selling myself for office work.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah. Go ahead and fix that. That's an excellent thing.
Yeah. Work on things, make that list up and work on things that will help you take you where you need to be. And then Jen P says, I'm a warrior goddess. And then Peggy says, yeah, make that list and put it on the fridge to see every day. And Veronica says, thank you, Goddess Rhonda, for acknowledging our accomplishments. Absolutely.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
Peggy says, my last achievement is my son just finished high school, my baby.
Yay!
And awesome. Jasmine says, yay, congratulations with that. It's always wonderful to see our kids move on. Jasmine Moonglow says, people all I have neck, shoulder pain, possibly carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders.
Yeah,
that happens with empaths a lot. And Judy says, I totally agree. Merry meet, merry part, merry meet again. Have to get up early to care for the sick and save lives. I love you all. Midnight Margaritas rock. And then we had someone that just joined us. David Tomlin says, hey, Rhonda.
That, I have to tell you, he is my homeboy from where I grew up. So that's really, I grew up with David. So that's actually pretty cool. All right, so you know what? Let's keep rolling, because we want to now that we've gotten to the point where we're going over our strengths and starting to feel ourselves flooded with that awesome confidence and what our skill sets are, and just feeling the power of how we've come so far in our lives. Let's now move on to our next step, which is understanding today's sexual universe. I wanted to talk about that for a minute, because things have really changed. If you have not been in the dating game for a while, things have really changed out there. When I was a kid, women had to use their feminine wiles to get somebody. We didn't have overt sexuality. You were raised to be a good girl. And so you didn't, show off a lot of stuff and do things that were promiscuous. You had to forget a guy in different ways. You literally had to use your mind and come up with a skill set to get them. However, nowadays, we have overt sexuality. Today's youngsters, they are exposed to a lot more than we were. I mean, we had like the Brady Bunch and, the Cosby Show. We had all these little G-rated shows. Now you can turn on regular daytime TV and see people having sex on different shows that are exposed to so much more. So it's a very highly sexual society that we live in now. And one of the things that I have to tell you that will drive me a little bit nuts is when I hear today's music and I'm hearing these guys saying, drop it low and work it for me. And, I was listening to the show. I actually like the music of it. And I was listening to the song and I was like, oh, I like this. I like the beat. And I was kind of dancing around. And I was listening to the guy. I wish I could remember what the name of the song was. I can't remember, but in the song, I mean, he's directing, literally directing this girl. Okay, drop it low. Now make it lower. Now put your butt in the air and now do this and then swing it this way and swing it that way and, do all this. And I'm having this visual of girls in the clubs doing all this, twerking their butts and getting down low and putting their booty in the air and all this stuff while the guys stand around and watch. And I'm like, yeah, why are the chicks doing all the work here? Why are we getting low, putting our butts in the air and trying to show what we got to get these guys while they're just standing there exerting no effort? My attitude is, okay, how about you get low, stick your tongue out, and move it up. Let me see what you're working with. Swirl it around. Let me see what you can do for me. And then maybe I'll put my ass in the air for you. But I'm not going to do all this work while you just get to stand there and watch and get the benefit of it. What are the girls getting out of this? That's what I want to know. Why aren't the men getting their butts on the floor and doing push-ups or showing what they can do for us instead of us getting down there and trying to get low and do all these things? And I just couldn't believe I'm listening to this. I'm like, are these girls really actually doing this? And they're just, while the guys just stand there and watch? No.
There must be, seems to be a lot of music like that. A lot of music going on.
We need one of you young, talented girls out there who sings or does rap music or whatever it is that today's people like. And we need you to flip the script, as we used to say, and tell the dudes what they need to do for us, instead of us trying to get down there and do all these things. It's a whole different thing out there. And so men aren't interested now so much in conversations. They want to see, what you're working with. And I think, let them see what you're working with. Let them see that you're working with your brain. Let them see what you're really working with. And then if they're up for that and they are real men who are truly interested in getting to know you, that's perfectly fine. But don't be, getting out there and dipping it low and doing all these things that the song suggests, while the men are literally, according to their lyrics, they're just standing there watching and exerting no effort. They want you to do all the work to catch their attention. I say, you know what? Let me see what your tongue can do. What can your fingers do? Show me what you're working with. And then we can talk together and see what we're both bringing to the table. But I'm certainly not going to get down there and do all this stuff. And you're not doing anything. That's not right. There doesn't seem to be any kind of equality happening there. So that kind of bugs me about what's going on with today, because it's so different from when I was coming up, where you actually had to, put effort into attracting a guy without being promiscuous. And men courted you. We used to get courted where a guy would come to your home and they would bring you flowers or candy, and they would sit and talk with you, or they'd take you out and they'd open the door for you. And they courted you. They put effort into it to show that they were worthy of your attention. They were worthy of being your boyfriend. They were worthy of being your man, and they proved it. And it doesn't seem like that's what happens anymore. Now it's just, let's go to the club and go to the back of the club. I heard this song today. I was like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. I wish I should have wrote the words down. It's like, if I have sex with you once, then I don't care about you. If I have sex with you twice, then I like you. If I fuck you 3 times, then I'll wife you. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? This is the way how you get girls, and the girls are going for it? Come on, chicas. We have to expect a little bit more than that. You are a prize. You are a prize. Someone needs to be worthy of having that prize. So, let's go back to making the man work. And if he's not willing to work for it, then, hey, best of luck. Peace out. Go stand on somebody else's doorstep. Don't allow, don't feel that you have to jump through all these hoops just to get a guy. And all he's really saying is, I want to have sex with you. He's not promising you any kind of a future or anything like that. Nothing. He's just saying, show me if you're worthy of having sex with me. Excuse me? What did you just say? I don't think so. So, I listen, I'm like, wow, things have really changed, but we have to be ready for those changes and stand our ground. And the same way we're not going to let, makeup ads tell us that we're not pretty enough. We are certainly not going to let men or women, because not everybody is straight. There are, for gay people, whatever your gender preference is, we are not going to let that gender preference make us prove that we're worthy just to even have sex with somebody. That is absolutely outlandish. And, I want to gather up all the young girls today and say, this is not the way it is. And you guys need to let the guys know what they need to do. It's just not right to do that. So, but with that said, especially if you're going to go like on a dating site, get this, all right? And we're going to we have a little bit of time left. I wanted to talk about at least some natural ways if you want to improve your skin for yourself, not to attract someone, what we can do to help you to do that. But Jess, and we'll talk about this more in the next one because we're going to talk about dating and things like that. I was reading this article, and now, it used to be when they first started with the dating apps, you said you were gay, you were straight, you were bisexual, I think that's, or transsexual. I think that was like all the choices you might have had. And I can't believe it. Now, you ready? Because I don't even know what most of these terms mean, but we'll define them for our next Midnight Margarita show. Now we've got straight, and these are things that you can find on dating apps. You've got straight, gay, lesbian, bisexual, pansexual, I don't know what that is, polysexual, which I'm assuming is polyamory, androgynous sexual,
oh wow,
androsexual, asexual, autosexual, demisexual, gray.
Okay, they just making that shit up as they go.
Gray,
they really are. Half of those things I don't know what they mean.
Gynosexual, heteroflexible, homoflexible, objective sexual, omnisexual, and scoliosexual. I have no idea. That's a whole different language. You might as well be talking Chinese to me. I have no clue what any of these things means. And we're going to, to help us to break back into the dating world, we have to understand the language.
I don't want to know all of them. Honestly speaking, I don't want to know what they are. You
have to, because what if someone walks up to you and says, I really like you, got a star.
And if there's all that, they need to go somewhere else. I don't care. I'm going to break it down with the show, but I'll be honest, I don't care. Because if I have to try to figure out what something is, just when it comes to my sex and getting in, are you kidding me at this point? Can we just all just go? I was like, okay, whatever.
I'm reading all this. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what like any of those terms mean. So I'm actually,
and honestly speaking, I can guarantee you that most of us don't know what it means. We would all be learning it for the first time when we're hearing it. As I don't even know what some of those words mean.
I don't either.
And I think I'm pretty educated.
I have no clue.
And I'm just, if sex has gotten so complicated, please just give me an old-fashioned person that still has everything in its working order. Because when you get the old-fashioned ones, most of them don't have any working parts properly. I'm so particular. I know as I get older, I should be less picky, but I've become more picky and very precise. And those young boys are going drop it like it, whatever it is to see. I am sorry. I have to see what I'm working with first before I even consider looking sideways at you. I'm not even going to look sideways at you until drop your pants. Let me see what I'm working with first, because I don't want to waste my time beyond that. Once I see what I'm working with,
you're right.
Huh? But it's the truth. Because if I'm going to go and be nice and everything, and I get you back home, and I see what I'm working with, and I go, I'm sorry, but you have to leave, then I've wasted all that time. Let me see what I'm working with up front. These guys are asking for sex right there and then. I'm not even being that mean or forward. I'm simply saying, drop your pants, see what I'm working with. If it's not satisfactory to my requirement, I don't care what you say you're working with. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to prevent you from going any further right now. This that we're working with right here does not fit into my category. I thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Next.
I understand. There is just so.
You think I'm kidding? My friends will tell you I am so doing exactly that. I'm not. I don't care. I don't, because I'm 58 now. Are you bloody kidding me? I am demanding my rights because I didn't demand those rights when I was younger. And I got that. I got what I wanted then. So now I'm like, I don't want to waste time, because I remember dating one guy, a German guy, 6 feet tall. I am sorry, but when I saw what I had to work at, I'm bloody kidding me. I should have asked to drop his pants first. So that way I know what I'm working with, and I would have wasted my time. I don't want to waste time. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm really, really picky, and I am going to demand my rights. You don't want to give me my rights, then walk away.
Good for you, goddess. Good for you. So, we're going to talk more about the dating world on our next show, but let's keep going with what we can do also, because we did say we would do things to help you improve your skin and things like that. Again, for you, not so that you can attract them, but just so that you can make yourself feel very good. So I've got some tips that I have found that help.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, goddess. You have got to see what Peggy says right there at the very end. She's I'm listening to you, and I read this last line and I start laughing without stopping. She says, Peggy says, I'm allosexual. I only joking. She says, I only am interested in large.
Okay, well, you know what, Goddess Peg? Okay, because Goddess starts laughing so hard she can't get it out. Peggy says, I am allosexual. I am only interested in large aloe plants. You rock on, girl. You rock on. You go ahead and you put that on your dating profile. That I am only interested in large aloe
Peggy, you
plants.
had me choking.
That is so funny.
Oh my gosh, Peggy. Oh my gosh. I couldn't even breathe anymore. I'm having a hard time breathing. She's so funny. Oh my God.
It's very,
and I'm trying to listen to you speak. And as I'm trying to listen to you speak, I'm laughing at her. Okay, I'm stopping now. You can go.
All right. So anyway, we're going to talk about some tips to help you to feel better about you for yourself. This is for yourself. So one of the things is, we see on TV, they actually sell very expensive creams to exfoliate the skin, but fruit has natural fruit acids in it that will actually exfoliate your skin in a much safer, easier way without any chemicals. Pears especially are very good to cut off a piece of pear, and you have to wash your face first, and you rub it on your face, the pear piece on your face at night. So you've got pear juice on your skin, and then you go to bed, and when you wash your face in the morning, you're going to find your skin is very soft and very smooth, and you can do that to exfoliate. And we're talking about things that are, you can always go out and buy expensive creams and stuff. We're just talking about things that you can do at home. And of course, everything that you do for yourself at home, you're a witch, you charm it to bring you the beauty, the beautiful skin, or whatever it is. Tell that pear what you wanted to do. When I was growing up, we used to do oatmeal masks, because oatmeal is really ultra cheap. You can get a thing of it, it'll last you forever. And you just, if you can, get the old-fashioned oats, because they're a little bit coarser, and you can grind them up with your mortar and pestle, or you can stick it in a food processor if you like. And then you put your soap on it, or your cleanser, and you just gently massage the oatmeal in to exfoliate. Or you can make yourself some oatmeal without salt or anything in it, put it on your face and let it sit as a mask. And when you wash it off, it will give you nice, beautiful, clear skin. If you feel like your hair is thinning, castor oil will grow your hair. It'll grow your eyebrows. It'll even grow your eyelashes if you get the applicators and put it on there. It's really good for that if you want to do something with that. Yogurt is an excellent hair conditioner that you can save money on. It's all that dairy, and you can mix an egg in it or some honey. If you want to plump up your facial muscles, if you feel like your face is saggy, you can do actually by exercising the muscles in your face, you can get a natural facelift on that you can do. And also, if you feel like there are areas of your body that you want to tighten up, one of the things that I suggest is turn all of your showers, if you can, and your bath into like a little spa. If you can't do it in the morning, I understand in the morning people are rushing. You grab a shower and we just quickly rub our lotion on and we head out the door. But we're really not allowing that lotion to absorb into our skin and hydrate our skin, which actually makes it firmer and gives it better and promotes collagen production and better elasticity. And so when you're putting on your lotion, take the time to really rub it in. Even if you have to do it at night when you have the time, to really rub it in, especially into those trouble spots, because otherwise it's just going to dry on your skin and not really absorb as well. We want to rub it in until it absorbs. You'll see a difference in a week, I promise you, with that. And we also wanted to talk about vaginal rejuvenation. I don't know if we're going to have a lot of time, but I'm going to go ahead and
wait, it's almost 2 o'clock.
yeah, because it's
For the skin as well, I'm just going to add a few things for the skin. There's a mixture that I use all the time because I can't use commercial products because of my lupus. So I kind of mix a bit of lavender, bergamot. I literally take the aloe vera gel from the leaf. I add that in, argan oil, lemon, ylang ylang, myrrh, frankincense, rosemary, and rose. And you can even add blood orange and blood orange oil, raspberry leaf. The reason I'm adding the raspberry leaf and the almond and the coconut oil, along with it being good for the skin, it's also natural sunscreen. So all of those things combined, really wonderful. It works for healing the skin, making it smoothen out, and also with the natural sunscreen in it. So try that. It's really good.
Make your own little concoctions. I use sunflower oil, grapeseed oil, and coconut oil, and rose oil, like my essential oils that I add to it, and I rub it into my skin every night. It makes your skin nice and smooth, and it will firm you up. All right. Also, too, if you feel like your boobs aren't what they used to be, massaging oils and lotions, they also need to be hydrated, but it works that area and will actually perk them up. And you'll see that the skin becomes more smooth and firmer. That will help you with that. And I wanted to talk about, I guess we could just do a couple of extra minutes. It won't take it. You know what we'll do to save time? Because I want to talk about vaginal rejuvenation, which I think is very important, especially if you have not had sex in a while. The muscles can actually atrophy. The vaginal muscles can actually atrophy, thinning them out, and it can make sex more painful. And so what we want to do is we want to plump that up the way it used to be. And you can, there's several ways that you can do that. And I can put some links in our group, our Witch Times Television group, because I'd like you to look at them, and then we'll talk more about them on our next show. We'll headline our next show with vaginal rejuvenation. One of them is called a vaginal tightening stick. You can Google these things. And what they are, basically, it's an herbal stick. It's a stick of herbs, basically. It looks like a cigar. And I've tried this, and it really, really does work. And what it does is it exfoliates the vaginal canal, because you get buildups of fluids and things. And it actually, the secretions, like if you're having a hard time lubricating, it can make it harder, because it's atrophied, and a lot of that lubrication comes from that. And so the vaginal herbal stick, you wet it down and you insert it for like 2 minutes, and you kind of move it around, and it will exfoliate that, and it'll take away any debris or thing that's clogging it up. And then you'll find that you will lubricate a lot better than you used to do. I also want you to Google Venus smoke and vaginal steaming. Vaginal steaming is there are a certain group of herbs that you put together, and you put them in a pot, and then you have a chair, and you don't have to spend a lot of money on the chair. You can get one of those plastic chairs that you sit in outside, and just cut the the seat out of it, and then you put these herbs in this pot so that the steam comes up, and you sit on the chair and you let the steam will actually cleanse and rejuvenate the vagina so it plumps up and it lubricates and it's nice the way it used to be. And then there's also something called Venus smoke, which is some herbs that are smoked that you sit on top of, and the smoke actually gets up there and cleans it up, because it's really important for us, especially as we get older. Even if you're not going to have a sexual partner, you don't want your vaginal muscles to atrophy. We want to get them going. We know we use a lot of our groin chakra energy in the work that we do. And so we want to make sure that we're nice and plump and tight and juicy like we used to be, but we have to take care of that area. And so by getting the herbal stick is really, really good. The vaginal steaming, which you can look up, you can get those herbs yourself and do it yourself. And like I said, they sell a chair that you can sit on that has a hole cut out of it. You know, I'm not trying to make you pay $100 or whatever that is, when you can go over to Walmart and get one of their little plastic chairs for like $5 and cut the seat of it out and sit on it and let that steam come up. You know, you put the pot underneath it and let the steam come up. Or the Venus smoke. Now, there's something else also. Everyone has heard, of course, of Kegel exercises to tighten up that area, but there's also a device that I have used that works well, and I kept the link hopefully up here. Here it is. And I will include this link also. Now, this device is a little expensive. It's like $200, but they have a payment plan. It's like $18 a month. I have found that it works really, really well. And it's called the In Control Intensity Variable Electric Intimate Health and Stimulation Vibrating Massager. And what it does is it gets in there with those Kegel muscles, where a lot of women, we try to do the Kegel exercise, but we really can't get the pelvic floor, where this actually has, it's almost like an accordion. You have to pump it up and it opens it up, and it actually has like this little thing. It's a little scary because they give you, it's got these metal sensor things on it that you have to put this gel on, like when they do like, what do you call it? When they do like an MRI and they put the gel and stuff on it, it's like that. And it literally stimulates the pelvic floor. And that will help you, like if you have leaks, like as we get older, sometimes our bladder starts leaking if we laugh or sneeze or cough, that will stop that. And it will also rejuvenate the vagina as well. And we also have here, and I said we'll talk more about this more on our next show. I wanted to also show you these. These are yoni eggs. Mine are jade. And these
are they geisha balls?
No, these are yoni eggs. Mine are jade, but you can get them in different kinds of stones. And what they basically are, they come in different sizes. So you can see there's big ones, there's little ones. And what you do is you insert them into the vaginal canal. And they have different sizes, so that if you haven't had sex in a long time and you're feeling small, you can use like a little tiny one, or they also have the larger ones. And you insert them into your vagina, and you pretty much just walk around, but you're squeezing them. And that also promotes vaginal health and shoring up. Because don't forget, we got a lot of muscles. The same way we're trying to work the muscles in our body, we're ignoring the muscles in our vaginas, and we need to work those. And these can really help a lot. You can find these on, some people they call them yoni eggs, or you can put up jade eggs. You can get them pretty much in any stone. I like jade because jade represents Venus and sexuality, and that's the area we're working with. And so that can also help you to rejuvenate the vaginal areas, not just for the vaginal health of it and to make sex more pleasurable for you, but also, again, we're working our groin chakra, our creative centers as well. And so if we're going to get back out there, we want our vajayjays to be in good shape and healthy shape and strong and lubricating, so that sex is comfortable for us. And we're nice and tight, and the guys like that too, and so all that. And so we'll talk more about those things. I do want you to look up those things, because then we can talk about them more knowledgeably. And also if you want to try some of these things and then give us your feedback, you can give us your reviews if you have used different products. Like I watched, when you see on TV, you see, I can't think of it, but someone makes some kind of a gel, a his gel and a her gel, but I can't remember who the people are who make it. Where it's supposed to be make him more stimulated and you're more stimulated or something like that. If you've tried those things or there's products that you've tried that you feel will help other people watching the show, by all means, please, put it in our chat room or bring it in. I mean, our Witch Times Television Facebook group, which you're all welcome to join, and let us know because we're trying to help each other. And so, I can go over products and things that I've used, but I'm just, talking about things I've used. I'm sure you guys have used things before that can help you, that you've used that helps. And so if that's true, then by all means, please, join our Witch Times Television Facebook group and let us know what products or devices or what you've used that has helped you to rejuvenate yourself sexually, because that's doing I think every woman, whether you're in a partnership or not, I think it's important for us to take very good care of our vajayjays and do things that are going to stimulate their good health. And so if you use something or device or a cream or something like that that works well for you, then let us know because we want to know everything. And I would love for you also to try some of these products that you can find online. You can, it might be more cost productive to do the Venus steaming because you can get the herbs and, just gather those up yourself. Some things can be more costly. But we do want you to give it a try and give us your feedback. Let us know what you think. And if there are things that you want to talk about relationships or things that you might be confused about, because heaven knows there are so many things going on with sexuality in the dating world today. It's actually a little scary when you read all these things. When I was reading all these different kinds of sexuality, I'm like, what is all this? How am I supposed to remember all this? But, it can be a little frightening to get back out there. But let's all join our forces together and talk about what works for us and what helps us and, what makes us feel that sexiness and brings out that sexual feeling. But it is very important, I feel, in my opinion, to work on your vaginal rejuvenation. However, you feel that you can Google the term vaginal rejuvenation and find out different ways that you can do it. There's lots of different ways. I saw on one of those TV shows that someone went to a doctor's office and actually they put like this wand inside of you, but that was like $10,000 or something like that. So it's like, whoa, that's a little bit much for that. There's other ways that you can do it, but vaginal rejuvenation is very important. And also doing breast massages will also stimulate the juices flowing down there as well. So we wanted to at least throw some of that in there since we didn't really get to discuss it fully, which we will on our next show talk more about that, vaginal rejuvenation, body rejuvenation, and things like that. We just wanted to throw some stuff out there. Did you want to add anything to that, Goddess?
No, I think that's good. I think you did good, especially because we can discuss it more when you come back next time.
Well, this is interesting. My friend, my homeboy David, added at the bottom. I just looked at the bottom of the chat room, and he said, also, Rhonda, I have heard of smoke treatments to help with cervical cancer. So if you're dealing with that, if the Venus smoke helps with that. And thank you, David, for pointing that out. I think it is so refreshing for a man to have knowledge of things that can help us as women. You get props for that. I raise my glass to you for that. I think that's great. So if you're struggling with a cervical issue, it can help you internally as well. So I see that people are saying in our chat room that it's getting late and they have to go, and I understand. They're going to go ahead and let it go now. I am going to copy and paste this chat room so I can go back over everything that was said because we've got so many comments. It would take us probably another half an hour just to do that, and I know everybody is about ready to go ahead and close out and do some other things. So I will copy and paste this later on so that I can take a look at it. Let me just pop out the chat room. This way it won't go away. And then I can have it to copy and paste later. Okay. So anyway, got us started. Do you want to add anything about vaginal rejuvenation?
I had a few, but I thought it was going to be more discussed on the next show. So I think I'll just do it there because you
Yeah.
mentioned so many great stuff. You know, I think that's good.
Yeah, I just wanted to, because I really wanted to cover that, and I see that we, as you know, we kind of got off a little bit on other things, and so we will definitely make that the headline of our next show is the rejuvenation, what all we can do for our bodies. And I am copying the chat room information right now so that I can also take a look at that for your comments and things that we can add to our next show. I will read those comments that are suggestions and advice and things like that. But I do want to thank all of you, for our first show of getting ourselves back out there. I think we covered a lot of good topics. And your comments, God is starting, we always talk about how important you are to us. I don't know that if we can underscore that enough. Your comments, your feedback, your support.
Because it's truth. It's truth, yeah.
I don't know how much we can, I don't think I can emphasize how important
that is
for us, that you join us on our journeys. Because don't forget, we're doing all this stuff too. The teachers have to do the homework. And so we're doing all these things. We're working on our own confidence. We're working on our own sexuality. We're working on all of our own stuff too. And the fact that you're joining us and walking this path with us, soon we'll all be able to share our war stories of the dating that we do later on after we finally get out there. But in the meantime, we just wanted to say thank you
to everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us. And we hope that you will continue to join us for our Midnight Margarita, Sexy Sage, and Crone shows. Don't forget that we will not be on this coming Monday because we're gonna kind of recover a little bit for ourselves. But we will be doing this next once a month, and we do hope that you will join us on the following Monday when we will be back to our regular schedule. So, with all that said, we thank you. We love you. I personally think I'm going to go ahead because I finished this one. I've only got like an inch left. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and have another one. And so, with all of that said, we love you. And so, merry meet, merry part,
merry part, and merry meet again.
We just love you guys so much.
See you next Monday, or rather the following Monday.
We'll see you on the following Monday. Again, I know we didn't get to read everybody's comments that I've copied and pasted it, and I'm going to go through and for whatever advice or things, I know you guys gave advice and ideas, we will include those in our next show. And so with that, again, we love you, we bless you, and we thank you.
Love you guys. Have a good night. Take
care.
Have a good night. Or rather, good morning. Get some rest. Bye-bye.
Yes, get some rest. Bye-bye.